Let's move right on and find out who are our next contenders.
Morgan and West.
Hello everyone, my name's Rhys Morgan.
I'm Rob West.
And we've been performing together since about 1888.
Which in your calendar is about 2007.
I teach maths and a little bit of physics at King Alfred School in Wantage.
I teach chemistry and physics at King Alfred School in Wantage.
We live together.
We work together.
And we do our magic together.
We always present ourselves as Morgan and West in this order.
Always, always, always.
Sort of a Victorian Anton Deck.
Yeah. We drink a lot of tea and
we eat a lot of biscuits.
A lot of biscuits.
Yeah, you eat certainly.
No,
Penn Teller, with the absolute best of intentions, is like the American War of Independence. The British are coming.
And we've brought biscuits.
They may well sound like a medium-sized firm of insurance brokers, but they are, in fact, Morgan and West, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Morgan, Mr. West, am I? Lovely to meet you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rhys Morgan.
I'm Robert West.
Together we are Morgan and West, and not only are we magicians,
Time travellers.
and all-round spiffing chaps,
We are also tourists.
fourth-dimensional tourists.
And on our travels through time,
and space,
we've met loads.
We mean loads.
Very famous people.
And tonight is no exception. So let's give one more big hand for Mr. Jonathan Ross.
Thank you.
You can stand here for me.
Here, in the middle here.
Now, Mr. Ross, on our travels, we've made something of an album of all the famous people we've met. So there you see Charles Darwin. There's Mahatma Gandhi. There's Marilyn Monroe. I imagine you've seen a silhouette album before. Could you give those a nice thorough mixing for me?
A shuffle?
Yes, a nice thorough shuffle.
Now, Mr. Ross, we'd very much like to add you to our collection, and whilst we go about this, we thought we'd do you a magic trick.
Okay.
You happy those have had a thorough
I've
shuffle?
shuffled them about as well as I can.
Marvellous. You can go and sit down over there for me,
Certainly.
Mr. Ross. That's splendid. I'll put these down here. And hold your hand out nice and flat for me. Perfect. Now, you see, as well as being adept at cutting silhouettes, Mr. Ross, Mr. Morgan is exquisite at talking about them.
Rather.
So even though he cannot see these, he should be able to tell you whoever you are merely thinking about.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Ross, you are, of course, going to have to keep rather still whilst posing. So Mr. West is going to turn over the silhouettes one by one. I'd just like you to focus on the person that you can see and think about them.
Mr. Ross, think about this person.
You are thinking about an entertainer. This is a lady, a wonderful lady, Ginger Rogers. Am I right?
It is.
Fantastic. Sorry, the silhouette's not so good on that one. Would not stop moving.
Right, it's a strange silhouette.
She wouldn't stop dancing. We had to cut it as she went. Okay, think about this one for me, Mr. Ross.
Just focus on that person there for me. You are thinking the wonderful scientist Marie Curie. Am I right?
Yes,
Fantastic.
absolutely.
Lovely. Next.
And Mr. Ross, you're happy that there's no way that Mr. Morgan can see through the back of these cards against the light?
They're completely opaque. There's no way you can see them.
And there's no sort of markings or anything for him to read or anything?
No, none
So
at
you're
all.
happy this is genuine psychic ability?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as say that, but certainly I can't see how you could be doing it.
Next one, please.
Just think of this person.
This is an author. This is C.S. Lewis. Am I right?
That's right.
Fantastic.
That's right.
Mr. Ross, would you lift your chin a little, please? Thank you so much.
Think of this person.
And this time, Florence Nightingale.
Yes.
Fantastic. Next.
Correct again.
Think of that person.
And the great Harry Houdini.
It is the great Harry
Super.
Houdini.
I think actually we're quite short on time, so none of these people are very famous actually.
No.
And this one?
And Alexander Graham Bell. Always
Yes.
talking.
Always on the phone.
Always on the phone, yes. Next. And this, Abraham Lincoln.
It is, and it's so nice to hear all these names on Saturday night ITV again.
Yes.
It's been a while for most people.
It's been a while for all of
Actually, again, to save time, could you take about half of those perhaps and
About
just
half?
give them to me?
Give them to you.
Splendid. I believe Mr. Morgan's actually about
Yes,
done.
I am pretty much finished.
Next, you can turn them over yourself if you would like.
You want to
Just-
do
yes, please.
Okay.
No, just focus on that person. You are Shirley Temple.
Yes.
Lovely. Thomas Edison.
Yes.
Virginia Woolf.
Yep.
Vera Lynn.
Yes.
Every single
Wow.
one. A round of applause for Mr. Ross. And Mr. Ross, just stand and face me.
Fabulous.
This is for you.
This is for you.
For Morgan and West, ladies and gentlemen. That was quite simple. That was tremendous fun. Can I ask you, how long do you spend on your male grooming on the facial foliage?
quite a while, some hours a day.
It's quite a routine.
I haven't seen anything like this myself. I don't know whether Penn Teller have. Do you think they will be familiar with this kind of illusion?
I imagine they may have done their histories.
Okay, well, let's find out now whether you're going to go to Vegas if you have any fooled them. How'd they do, fellas?
We love you.
Thank you. We love us too.
I just love. We love double acts. We love a big guy and a little guy. We love everything about y'all. We also love, you know, a lot of people come on this show, and as much as we love card tricks, a lot of guys sit behind the desk and pull out a normal deck of cards and do miracles. You guys have a whole thing, a whole great thing going. It's just terrific. And the idea of doing a card trick with a whole different idea and silhouettes is just great. As you know, I was at Dave Vernon, one of the master American magicians, I believe started out cutting silhouettes.
He did, yes.
And we are very impressed with the fact that I think you cut the silhouette for real, didn't you? Did you cut the silhouette or did you just switch it in?
I wouldn't like to comment on myself.
But the silhouette,
you weren't trying to fool them with that,
and
were
we
you?
will also say,
We've got them.
I got to tell you, it breaks our heart to say this because of how much we love the whole idea of y'all and how great you are and how a kindred of spirit we saw. But when Jonathan went and took the seat, he went across and took the seat after he had shuffled so badly those cards. You're not a good shuffler,
I'm not
Jonathan.
a good shuffler.
As he walked by you, we saw one of you. That's better to not blame. I know. I just don't want to blame one of them. We saw you do that sneaky, awful move you didn't want us to see you do when Jonathan was crossing over to the chair.
Well,
Shall I say more?
Well, what kind of move are we talking about here? Just so we
deck
know that
switch.
you're a deck switch.
There was no deck switch.
There was no deck switch.
Well, we saw you do it. We saw as you went across, you monkeyed underneath it.
I think it's worth saying at this point that every single card that Jonathan shuffled was on Jonathan's hand in the order he shuffled it.
If there was no deck switch, then...
Well, did you... Let me just ask you something.
Never mind, just
No.
something.
Before I say the phrase, I want to ask
Okay,
one
you can
question.
ask one more. You can ask one more.
Did you, just to monkey with us, do a move that looked tricky in order to lead us astray?
No.
Oh, you didn't? What
Do you just naturally
What's that?
walk around looking like you're switching decks without
Well,
They
then
seem to think they saw that.
I got one more thing to say. You fooled us.
Yeah!